Okay, what's up, everybody? So look, I had fun with the other joint, the nines, doing the movie analogy thing. So I figured, like, why not just do another one if I so happen to see something that I could pinpoint in parallel to astrology, right? So boom, I'm doing this video, or I'm watching this movie called Lucky. All right, this movie stars, let me see, Colin Hanks, Ari Grainer, Jeffrey Tambor, and Margaret. Yeah, Anne Margaret and Mimi Rogers, right? So boom, this movie is classic, trademark Scorpio eighth house movie. It's kind of like a romantic comedy, if you ask me. It's suspense, but if you ask me, this is like a romantic comedy, but it's kind of dark and twisted. So this movie, right? All right, let me get into it. So remember though, we're talking about Scorpio. We're talking about the eighth house. And I got some notes just in case, you know what I'm saying? I happen to need a guide. Okay, so the reason why I say this is definitely about Scorpio and it's definitely about eighth house is because obsession is like one of the primary themes in this movie. In the beginning, it begins where, you know, this boy and this girl, they're young. So they basically, the little boy is crushing on the girl. Now the girl is playing with a Ken and Barbie doll, right? So, you know, that kind of that tennis sweater tucked over the shoulders of the man that signifies he's wealthy or whatever. He plays golf or tennis, whatever the case may be. And you know, Barbie is the nice blonde with the great tits who's like on Ken's arm, and she's like with the dolls and shit like that, right? So she's doing that in the beginning, and the little boy is just fantasizing about that being him and her. And he tells her, yo, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Kisses her. And she's like, ew. She's grossed out by it, runs away from him in disgust. And, you know, that kind of sticks with him, as that can happen as a child. You know, in your first 7 years of your life, you absorb the most information, and the things that happen to you can, even if they traumatize you, they can stick with you for a lifetime. Right? So this is how the movie begins. So they grow up together, these two, right? And they end up working at the same place and everything, at the same place of employment. So this is another indicator, although they skip past all of, you know, them growing up and stuff, they skip past all of that and get straight to where they're adults now inside of the work environment. You kind of get the feeling like this guy followed her and will follow her wherever she goes in the neighborhood or the community, and ends up being at the same workplace at her. Like, if you put two and two together, you're paying attention, right? But while they're there, like, she thinks he's a straight doofus, you know what I'm saying? And he's like I guess you could say low-level, mid-level employee. She like works the front desk. So here you see woman inside of the workplace, right? Which is kind of like looked at as taboo nowadays, especially with the Me Too movement and all of these sexual harassment cases that is happening. You know, guys are like walking on eggshells when it comes to the work environment with women being there. But she's in the work environment and she's thriving through chaos. And I say thriving, although she seems kind of manic at times inside the workplace. She seems to be the one who patches everything together or holds everything together, because she's working the switchboard. She's like, hello, hold, hello. You know, she's handling all of that. It is chaotic in a fast-paced work environment, but the woman seems to be able to get a grips on things as like a woman. It signifies like a woman thrives in chaos, in the middle of chaos. So she thinks he's a doofus, right? Still looks at him in disgust or whatever the case may be. The one that crushed on her since they were little. And, you know, she chases the top exec that's in the firm. He hasn't made partner yet, but he's one of the top dudes in there, right? So she's boning him or whatever the case may be, and they're keeping it under wraps for the most part. But she is obsessed with him. So again, it's another theme of obsession, except this time she's obsessed with the guy who has the position of power and who has the position of money. So we're talking Scorpio language ever since the start of this video. You understand what I'm talking about? So, but again, woman inside of the workplace, she's going for the top dog because there's money and there's power involved. Let's make that clear. Which is made clear in the movie as well. So what happens is, you know, the top exec actually disses her. She's so giddy, head over heels, and, you know, will do anything for this guy, or whatever the case may be. Kind of like blows stuff up at work, you know, bringing them little donuts and sandwiches and shit like that. And then he just pulls her to the roof and he's like, yo, look, chick, this is it. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? That's the end. But this is going to help you. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first glimpse at death and transformation. the death of the union, right? Two people getting together, that's eighth house stuff. It comes to an end. Now they're supposed to transform. Now, I'm not saying that all marriages come to an end. I'm just saying that this, and although it wasn't a marriage, this union came to an end. And he was like, he even said it himself, like, this is going, trust me, this is for the better. This is going to change you. This is going to help you. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to hear that. She gets frantic. She goes crazy. She goes into the boardroom and tells a story about when they was fucking X, Y, and Z inside of a conference, and just blows it off of the roof. She gets fired, of course, right? So she gets let go. Now, mind you, while all of this is happening, the guy who crushes on her in the beginning of the movie, right, grows up and develops a dark psyche. Like I said, when you're young, when you're that age, some things can traumatize you, and it sticks with you for a lifetime. So this guy is traumatized behind not being able to possess his obsession. Sound Scorpio, sound 8th house. All right, so during this whole time, he's murdering chicks. This dude is a stone cold killer. I won't say stone cold, right? But this dude is a killer, and he's killing because of his dark psyche. So if you don't know, the 8th house also rules over psychology. You follow me? The mental part, what makes people move and do the things that they do. 8th house stuff as well. All right, so a lot of things associated with 8th house. So this is his mind, right? Now he is killing people that mirror his obsession. These women look just like his obsession. Blonde, nice bodies, young. He's killing them. He's on a spree too. It's like the news keeps coming on about this killer who's going through killing these women, whatever the case may be, right? So this one particular woman that he kills, she goes into the store and buys a lottery ticket. She buys a winning lottery ticket. He snaps her neck, bang. But before they know she's a winner, whatever the case may be, he snaps her neck, boom, drags the body to a house. You don't know that he's burying these chicks in the backyard yet either, but this is how he disposes of the body. He brings her to the house, buries her. So the next day he's at work. His mom, he lives with his mom. So you can put that together too, right? He strikes out with the girls. He doesn't really get the girls like that. He's still living with his mom, still living at home with his mom. Okay. So his mom, while he's at work, his mom finds the lottery ticket and I guess, like cashes it in or whatever the case may be, brings it to the lottery thing. He gets home, she calls him, lies, say, oh, son, I'm going through something, I'm sick, something happened at the house, leave work, please, I need you over here real quick. He jets off of work, gets to his mom's house. They got the reporters there, the photographers there, everything. He got a check for $36 million. He hit the lottery. He's bugging out. Like, he's just in awe because he's like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I didn't really play this lottery ticket. This chick bought the lottery ticket, and, I just happen to have her winning lottery ticket. So he goes on with the whole shit. His mom's is amped up. They're rich now. He got $36 million, right? So boom. The chick now, shorty that he was crushing on, obsessed with all of his life, finds out about this money, starts popping up, jogging in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, past his house, wherever the case may be. I'm serious, like jogging in the snow, like dead ass, right? So trying to get his attention, whatever the case may be. So the mom gets a whiff of her. He's just like thinking like nothing of it. He doesn't even notice her or see her any like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he doesn't like her. He still obsesses over her, but he's just not on point. He's just not aware like that. You know what I'm saying? But the mom, she sees her and she's like, oh, look, it's so-and-so because, they grew up together, whatever the case may be. The mom knows her. They strike a conversation. The mom worries about her son, a typical type thing, right? Wants her son to get a girl, says that she thinks that they should go out. Once the girl that he was crushing on suggested, like, what are you doing now? What are you doing later? You want to go do something, whatever the case may be? On his nuts now because of the money. So she's already plotting now. Once she heard about the money, she's plotting on dating this dude so she can get his money. All right. So money, power associated with Scorpio, associated with the 8th house. But this is what I want to make a point of. This winning lottery ticket is the first indication of other people's money, which is associated with the 8th house. Okay, so other people's money, meaning, when people play the lottery, it's like everybody plays, everybody puts their money in to play the lotto, and then the only winners are the winner and the government. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So that's all 8th house stuff: taxes, insurance, government, taxing you, your money, or whatever the case may be, and whoever the winners are. And in a lot of cases, in some instances in life, you'll see married couples, you'll hear about it, power couples, or you'll see it, you know what I'm saying? And when two people become a union, they obtain more money. I mean, it's simple math when you think about it, that two people with two incomes should do better financially. However, there's a lot of heavy emphasis, and I guess to sell the lifestyle, to sell marriage as well. A lot of factors come in that keep children together, families together, XYZ. Different video though. I just want to make that point, that this is an indication of other people's money that's associated with the 8th house. So she starts dating the dude, right? And okay, yeah. She marries him. No, he marries her. Okay, she dates him for the money. That's clear cut and concise. But he marries her. He gets on bended knee and proposes to her. And it's because of the way she makes him feel. So this is the first glimpse at Taurus, right? Which is the individual who knows how to make people feel through human connection, which this woman does for him and makes him feel powerful. He wasn't powerful without the money, but she gives him this power just the same way that she was kind of like saving him at the workplace. She was telling him, don't break the coffee machine, or he would come get her when a coffee machine broke or something broke. And she always had to teach him how to answer the phone and how to fix the machines and stuff like that. So again, she finds himself, they're in a shop like buying these statues made of glass or porcelain statues. And they're rich now. So she's like, yo, he dropped one by accident. He's all apologizing, like, I'm sorry, just I'll pay for it, giving her the charge card and all that. And the woman is like, are you sure? She knows he's rich too, because he's famous now that he won the lottery or whatever. And he's like, yeah. So his wife, or his girl at the time now, the obsession, is kind of getting upset, like, yo, fuck, you broke it. Like, so fucking what? Do you know who you are? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, break another one. Gives him another porcelain doll. Gives it to him and says, throw it, baby, throw it. So he throws it. He feels all good. He feels big and bad now. He feels powerful. You know what I'm saying? So she's adding on to making him feel good. And he's just like, fuck that, you're right. You know what I'm saying? I am the biggest, baddest, whatever in the world. And, and besides this dude being a killer, that does not make him think that he is big at all. Like, it's just normal for him. You know what I'm saying? But she makes him feel on top of the world. So he gets on knee right then and there. Boom, proposes to her. Bang, they're married now, right? So then we skip into this, right? The extremities. Extremities are associated with the 8th house as well. The highs and the lows of life when, life after marriage, life after the 7th house. So marriage is the 7th house, the contractual agreement that says these two will be together. So now they are officially in the 8th house, which is life after marriage, right? And this is where tunnel vision begins. And this is where I talk about in Scorpio videos when I'm like, listen, when Scorpio people, when they look at relationships, they're looking at it seriously. They want to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Most of the times they don't want to get involved unless they're trying to like get their nuts wet or whatever the case, nuts out the sand or whatever the case may be. But they don't want to do this thing for play. They want to do this thing for real. So when you get inside of the 8th house, it becomes tunnel vision. It's you and your mate, your spouse against the world. I try to tell people this when they're doing business agreements and everything. Like, listen, you think these people work for the world? They don't work for the world no more. They work for each other. You know what I'm saying? And this was made evident inside of the film as well, because neither one of them worked anymore. I mean, you got 36 mil, would you? You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Like, maybe you would. Maybe you'd be an investor. Maybe you'd be a real estate broker. Maybe you would still do something just because. You know what I'm saying? These two did not. So here comes the extremities of the 8th house. First are the highs, right? So they're running through everything, smiling, going here, going there, buying houses, renovated the mom's house. Boom. They're smiling, laughing. He's chasing her around. He's giddy. He's open off of her. They go to the honeymoon. She finally give him the buns. Know what I'm saying? Boom. So he's open, right? So they get to this one restaurant during the honeymoon and they ran out of money. He's like, baby, XYZ. I went to charge the card. There's nothing on it. She's like, just use your debit card. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I tried that too. There's nothing on that either. So she's like, what are you talking about? We have no money. Where's the money? We're rich. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, there is no more. But don't worry, because she thought that they gave them all of the money in one shot. And he's like, you do know that they give it to me in increments, right? And she's like, what? But still, it doesn't matter. Like, so what I'm saying here is like, she wasn't, she wanted to spend, she wanted to help him spend and stuff like that, but she was teaching him and showing him how to be like a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were out buying gifts for other people and other couples and stuff like that. So But she had no idea that this dude did not know how to manage money too. So here comes the word manage, right? Manufacture, manage. She's pissed off that this dude does not know how to manage money. So then she's barking on him. She's like, oh, but you want to generously tip everybody that you come across with $100 and this, that, and the third. And now we're in a jam. And how are we going to pay these people in the restaurant? So she had to pawn her bracelet in order to pay the tab at the restaurant. They had like $14 left in the hotel, right? He's like, don't worry, we got the hotel room, whatever. She's livid, though. She's pissed. She don't want to talk to this dude. She's barking on him. She already don't really like him, love him like that. You know what I'm saying? But despite knowing him all her life or whatever the case may be, she really just got in it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And so she's pissed. She's just ready to go. She's just tight, right? So out of fear of losing his obsession, right, he goes and kills. Like this lady knocks on the hotel lady, the cleanup lady. She comes, knocks on the door to clean up. He looks at her. She resembles his obsession, his wife now, right? So he just got that urge again because she helped him. His wife helped him. He was not killing no more chicks after he got with her. You know what I'm saying? He was rehabilitated. And but when this happened and he had the thought of losing her and not having his obsession, possessing his obsession anymore, he went and he killed the chick, right? So boom, he's killing the chick while his wife is in the bathroom not talking to him. But the wife comes out looking for him and creeps in and sees him killing the chick. And she's like, oh shit, she hides under the bed. She's bugging now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my husband's a killer. So then she started connecting the dots. She's looking on the news or whatever the case may be. And she sees, all of these chicks popping up dead. She starts figuring out that they look like her. She starts getting paranoid, thinking she's next maybe, whatever the case may be. But still in all, the fact that he has this money is still in her mind. And she's still contemplating and plotting on how she's going to get out of it, but still get the money. You know what I'm saying? But it goes to show, though, with the extremities, when it hit the lows, she was ready to be out. Well, we don't have no money. Oh, everything was not smiles and happy-go-lucky no more. You know what I'm saying? And they were asset-rich. This is another point. They were asset-rich, but they were poor. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have any money. They actually went back home and was waiting for the check day in and day out. They ran out of eggs. Like, big old mansion, pool in the backyard, all of that. Had no money. Had to borrow money from his mom's. You understand what I'm saying? But these are the extremities, the highs and the lows of the eighth house. So what happens here, right, is she starts riding. So this is what I'm saying. Even more Scorpio logic, even more eighth house logic. She starts falling in love with this dude because now she's a bit frantic. She's going crazy because now she knows her husband's a killer. He didn't know immediately just yet. So she's living with the fact of knowing that he doesn't know. So she knows that this dude is sloppy. She knows he's messy. So she's thinking like, I wonder what else he's done or whatever the case may be. So after him telling her, yeah, I'm getting my mom's house renovated, she starts piecing things together like, oh, so they're probably going to dig up the backyard. So he's probably been doing this for who knows how long with all of the other bodies popping up. Let me go over there and go check the backyard. So she creeps out of bed while he's sleeping, goes to the mom's house, digs up, gets a shovel, digs up the bodies from the back, finds bodies in the backyard of three chicks. You know what I'm saying? So boom. She takes the body, and lucky them, right? Because there was a bulldozer in the backyard already. So the people who I guess were going to put a pool in their mom's house or whatever the case may be was already back there about to start digging anyway. So she's looking out to save him because, mind you, she could have just been like, fuck it. He get arrested, he get locked up and go to jail. The money is going to go to me. I'm his wife now. So you got to put it together. Like, why would she even do that? She's doing that because she's starting to fall in love with this dude regardless. You know what I'm saying? Plus the money is just a bonus. Like, yo, my husband's rich anyway. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So she digs up the bodies, puts them in the back of the trunk, drives them to her house, and then she buries them in their new house, in the backyard of their new house. You know what I'm saying? Just in case the police go over there looking to dig up the bodies if they catch wind of what's going on. So, one thing leads to another. They have a housewarming for the new house that they got. The moms threw a housewarming for them, right? So they invite the old executive. They invited everybody from the old job. So her old boyfriend, the executive, came there too. She started talking to him, fronting on him like, yeah, excuse me, you said you didn't need me, you didn't want me and all of this, but now look at me, I got this big old house, I got my husband, blah, 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 and we're rich. She's fronting on him, you know what I'm saying? But you could tell she's still in his dick though. Here or there. So the husband looks from across the room, and he's like real jealous, like extremely jealous. So you may have heard this be associated with Scorpio as well. He's looking over there. He's like, he's not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So one thing leads to another. They talk about it. She was like, "Oh, are you jealous? Are you jealous?" You know, she found it cute or whatever the case may be. They start making love. She's watching the TV while they're making love. Bodies popping up everywhere that look like her, and she's just bugging out behind the shit, right? But she's still in it. She can't leave for whatever reason. So she thinks she's pregnant. She falls in love with the mom too. Like, she accepts the mom, even though she thinks the mom knew all along that of what her son does. She hugs him. She's frantic. She loves the mom. So this is also a benefit of the eighth house. Two houses from the eighth and ninth is the second house. Second house is the benefit, right? Venus is Taurus is the benefit of the house that you're in. So the ninth house represents in-laws. So she basically benefits from the in-law being in her life now. She's going to discuss things with her. She doesn't totally 100% blow it up, but, you know, she kind of like was like, you know, just come with me, get your stuff, and we'll go. So the mom is like, no, that's my son. I'm not going to leave. You know how a mother was about a son. I'm not going to leave my son, X, Y, and Z. And she's like, all right, I'm sorry I even came at you like that. She goes back to the house or whatever the case may be. She gets back to the house. And, you know, the husband, the check came. So they was waiting for the second check. So she had things ready. She already plotting like, yo, when this next check comes, I'm just snatching the check and I'm getting up out of here on her husband. You know what I'm saying? So when she gets back to the house, dude got her ex-boyfriend, the top executive in the house. He bodies him. Boom. Puts him in a closet for a gift, a present for her when she gets home, because his mom calls him and it's like, son, I got to tell you something about this chick. She bugging out. She over here talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to just break it to her. I'm going to come clean. You know what I'm saying? And so he comes clean when she gets in. She tries to put her bird inside of the truck and be out once the check comes, because he put the check on the table on purpose to see what she was going to do. So she opened the check. It was 360 racks. You know what I'm saying? 360 grand. She opened it. She seen it. She got happy. She grabbed the bird, jumped in the truck. She ready to peel out. Her husband's in the back seat of the truck, right? Obsessive dude. It's just crazy shit, right? It's crazy psycho shit. So he's like, yo, you made me mad. You know, why would you do this? I'm disappointed in you. They go back in the house. He's like, because you kill people. Like, what is wrong with you? You killing people, and that hurts me. That's it. What do you want me to do? And he's like, we're going to get through this. We're a married couple. I'm not the best at this, but we're going to get through this. So it's just bugged out, right? So he got one of the neighbors, one of the neighbors is a chick. She's a blonde. Resembles his wife a little bit. Got her tied up in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? First, the body of the dude drops, and he's like, oh, yeah, I got him for you. I just wanted you to, you know, that's a present for you. She's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You can't just be killing people. So now they got the blonde chick strung up in the kitchen, and he's like, yo, help us out. You know what I'm saying? You said you were a marriage. She's like, I'm a family planner. I'm not a marriage counselor. Like, y'all got me fucked up. I don't know what to do. And he was like, yo, you better help us or I'm going to fucking cut you. You know what I'm saying? And his wife is telling him like, yo, dude, I don't love you. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, I love you. And she's like, but I don't love you. And he was like, maybe if I wasn't killing people. She was like, yeah. And he was like, things would probably be different. She was like, well, yeah. And he was like, but the money though, right? She was like, yeah, I married you on false pretenses. I wanted the money. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't so greedy, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So they was being honest with each other, right? Which they wasn't doing the whole entire movie. But now that they're doing that, you can see like the film was showing their bond or whatever. They're like their true bond. But you still see that without the money, this whole thing is not glued together at all. Like there's no way that this thing could have ever had happened, right? So what happens next? The cop is investigating him because, you know, he just had a hunch or whatever the case may be. He was going to the store of where the woman who bought the ticket was last saw, and he realized, you know, they had a picture of him saying, hey, buy a lottery ticket from this store because he's famous now. You know what I'm saying? So he started piecing shit together. He goes and looks at all of the tapes of the lottery tickets bought that night or bought for that ticket in the neighborhood, and he realized that he wasn't on the tape. The dude who won wasn't on the tape. So he comes to the house to question him while him and his wife are arguing and shit. And she's like, you know, why don't you just come back later? We're going through something right now. You know what I'm saying? Come back tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, nah, I want to talk to you now. So he starts telling him, look, you're not on the tape. Her husband folds. Like, he's not built for that type of shit under pressure. You know what I'm saying? He's cracking. She's like, what are you talking about? No, he is on the tape. He was just bigger back then, trying to make up lies. So I'm still, again, riding into the wheels fall off. 8th house shit. You know, Scorpio shit. You know what I'm saying? Riding into the wheels fall off. Nah, he was there. You just got it fucked up. You looked at it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And he was about to arrest him. And then she pulled the cop's gun and shot the cop. Boom. She still wanted the money though. Like, yo, I want the fucking check. Like, you're not getting away that easy like this. You know what I'm saying? I want my check. I want my money. But instead of shooting her husband, she shot the cop. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Dropped the motherfucker. Boom. But he called back up before he went down. So they get caught, right? Check this shit out. They get caught. And at the end, they end up in the 12th house. Isn't that some shit? They end up in the 12th house. 12th house, what I mean by that is an institution. They end up in prison. Both of them. But only one of them is there charged. The wife gets charged. Listen to this shit. The wife gets charged for the murders because when they go to the house and dig up the bodies in the back of their house, her DNA is all over the bodies. So her husband comes to visit her and he's like, listen, baby, I told them it was me and everything so they could take me and let you out. But since your DNA was all over the bodies, they said that I was lying and the killer is you. You know what I'm saying? Which could also be parallel to her maybe being obsessed over a woman that looked like her and maybe like coming on to her husband or whatever the fuck. Not saying that they said that, but when you put two and two together, you're like, oh shit, they really went with that. Like, DNA is there. There's nothing that they can do. You know what I'm saying? So she's telling her husband, like, yo, I'm not fucking with you like that. She was like, yo, how long do you think I'm going to stay in here? Because the husband paid off the same woman, the blonde chick that they had strung up in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, I hit my head real hard. I don't remember anything that happened. So he paid her off for some of the lottery money. Now, mind you, the cop is gone now, so they can't really investigate the lottery money either. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much the only one who knew about the hunch about him not being there to get the lottery ticket. So he's paying off that. He paid them off to, you know, make up a good story, whatever the case may be. So she's like, well, how much does it cost to pay off a jury? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still fucking in here. You know what I'm saying? So this is moral of the story is this too. Like, yo, the one without the money cannot come and go from the prison as they please, but the one with the money can. You know what I'm saying? They're both guilty. You know what I'm saying? They're both guilty. Her just more guilty of being in love, really finally falling in love with him and helping to become accessory by hiding her husband's bodies or whatever the case may be. But he's a murderer and he's out on the street because he got all of the money. You know what I'm saying? Very deep lesson to be learned here. Very dark and twisted one too. But that's Scorpio. That's the 8th house. But she's telling him like, yo, listen, I'm in here. How long do you think it's going to be before you get that urge again and go kill another blonde woman that looks like me? They're going to piece it together and I'm going to fucking be out of here. I'm going to be free and I'm going to set your ass on fire for even me still having me in here this fucking long. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, listen, I got to tell you something. Not for nothing, baby, but since you've been in here, I just don't have the urge to kill women like that no more, like at all. So what's being said here is that because his object of affection is actually captured and caged in and cannot move, is not free to move about and fuck, and he has the potential of losing her anymore, that is out of the question. He has no urge to go kill any other women anymore. He feels that he finally has her definitely the way that he wants her. He does not have to worry about her being around any other men, doesn't have to worry about being jealous of her, leaving or being with any other man anymore, leaving him for his money or any of that. He's like healed and cured, and she's like, you know, fuck you, you motherfucker, fuck you, all that, right? Saying that she want to leave her visit early, but on her way out of the door, she's like, baby, come back. She really loves the dude. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, she ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? He's all she got. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, come back. So now he in the 12th house, they're in a prison institution, separated by glass, and, you know, he's like, so when you want me to come back tomorrow? He's still obsessed with her. Like, he will not leave her alone. He's basically coming to see his wife every single day in prison. And I just think that this was a great movie to explain Scorpio in the 8th house. Get in the comment box if you hear anything that rings a bell, strikes a nerve, If I'm right, if I'm wrong, I don't care. Whatever you feel. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you watch this movie as well. It's called Lucky, y'all. It's called Lucky. I also got this from Amazon Prime. So let me know what you feel about this joint. And if you see how it aligns as well. All right, I'm out.